ascetic answered, "Woman, go on your way. When the time is ripe, I will come to you." Powerful lines in the poem Upagupta, written by Rabindranath Tagore. My dear students, parents, teachers, and all the well-wishers, welcome back to another beautiful poem. Rabindranath Tagore, Bengali poet, playwright, and Nobel Prize in Literature. Nobel Prize in Literature. He has put forth this beautiful poem which is called Upagupta. Upagupta, a young ascetic, Buddha's disciple. Ascetic, they give up all worldly pleasures for the sake of religious aspects. They travel from one place to another place. They move from one town to another town, trying to attain that supreme knowledge and superpowers. They lead a simple life. And this Upagupta, like that when he is moving from one town to another town, one village to another village, he was passing by a small town called Mathura, a beautiful place in UP, Uttar Pradesh. Let us start looking at the poem. I'm not going to just explain and give a summary. I would like to read those powerful lines written by Rabindranath Tagore. It goes like this. The first line itself, he starts with the name Upagupta. Upagupta, the disciple of Buddha, lay asleep in the dust by the city wall of Mathura. As I said, they gave up the worldly pleasures. They lead a simple, austere life for the religious purposes, to lead a supreme knowledge, supreme, powerful life being simple on earth. So they walk barefoot. They hardly have any clothes. They live so simple. They eat simple. They don't have any worldly pleasures, earthly pleasures. No bond, no relationship. So they don't have anything to pull them back. They go wherever they want. They go wherever they are needed to serve the humanity. This Upagupta, disciple of Buddha, he lay asleep. So wherever it is in the night time, they just lay down. Even on the dust of the ground, near the walls, near the city, outskirts of the city, anywhere. They don't look for a cottage. They don't look for any lodging. They don't go and ask the people. He lay asleep in the dust on the ground by the city wall of Mathura. Every city has the outer wall, the gates. Olden days, the cities have gates. Now also the municipality or the corporation, it welcomes. It says, "Welcome to so and so city," or "Welcome to municipality." An arch is built. Those days, olden days, beautiful days, they used to have huge walls and great gate that marks the entry of that particular city or the exit of the particular city. So at the walls of this beautiful city called Mathura, he lay asleep on the dust. Lamps were all out, doors were all shut, and stars were all hidden by the murky sky of August. Murky. is cloudy. August month, usually we have our rains, monsoon. The time when he lay asleep on the dust ground of Mathura, all the doors of the city were shut, all the lights were put off. Even the sky, the moon is also hiding. The moon is not shining bright. It's not a bright sky that night. Because murky August. August is cloudy. You don't find the stars. You don't find the moonlight because of the cloudy nights, as August month has rains. So everything was little dark and little gloomy, and everything is shut. Almost a retiring time to go to beds, to close their doors. Whose feet were those tinkling with anklets, touching his breast of a sudden? When he was lay on the ground, on the dusty ground, at that moment when everything was shut, there was the tinkling sound of the anklets. Anklets are worn by women. And at that night, near the walls of Mathura, there was the tinkling sound of these anklets. And suddenly the feet has touched his chest portion, because he was laying down. There was one lady walking over there. She couldn't see in the darkness. She stepped, or maybe purposefully she stepped on that man. With the tinkling anklets of the feet, suddenly he felt that feet on him. He woke up startled, and a light from woman's lamp fell on his forgiving eyes. He woke up startled. He is an ascetic wherever he is. No one will come near to him. They're supposed to be more pure and simple and austere life. So who is this? And that too when everything is shut. How they can come and wake me up like this? He startled. And he opened his eyes to look at that woman. The woman is holding a lamp. He tried to look at the woman with his forgiving eyes. Usually when ascetics, they were woke, when they were taking rest, if anyone disturbs them, they can curse the people. They get anger because they renowned the whole world. They are the most angry people. The psychologist speaks like that. That's why we need to pamper them. We need to be very cautious and careful. If they are angry, they may curse the people. That's what the psychologist speaks of, ascetic attitude. But here this ascetic, though he was disturbed in his sleep, though the tingling anklets and the feet touched him and there was a lamp of the light, but still he was looking at that woman with those forgiving eyes. It was dancing girl starred with jewels, wearing a pale blue mantle, drunk with the wine of her youth. When he tried to look at who is this, who disturbed me, who woke me up, then he looked at it as a dancing girl. Dancing girls are the women, the courtiers, who go and entertain people. They dance and then they earn their living. They go to king's courts, they go to high officials of the cities. They dance, they earn money. And this woman with all the jewelry, a mantle, a very nice cloth, a blue cloth, which she covered the whole face, because they covered, they take the lamp, they walk, because every day evening they have the programs of dancing in the courts of the kings and high officials of the city. So when she was going, she met this Upagupta. He looked at her, all the jewelry, and her face is like drunk with the wine of her youth. That is, she's so proud of her beauty and her youth. And then she lowered her lamp and saw a young face, austerely beautiful. This dancing girl lowered her lamp to see where her when she was walking, where did that feet touch someone, some person next to the wall of Mathura city. Who is this? So she wanted to check who is this lay down on this dusty ground in the city of Mathura. So she lowered the lamp to look at the face and look at these lines. So young face, austerely beautiful. Austerely is so simple and at the same time reverent. Simple and respectfully simple, at the same time beautiful face. Whenever you look at any ascetic, any saint, any guru, we immediately have a reverence, a respect. And then we say, oh, I'm sorry, and we move away. But this dancing girl is attracted towards this austere, beautiful young face of Upagupta. Forgive me, young ascetic, said the woman. See, immediately she said, when she looked at the beautiful face of ascetic, she said, forgive me, young ascetic. Graciously come to my house. The dusty earth is not fit bed for you. When she looked at that beautiful young face of ascetic, she is so much proud with her youth and with her beauty, she even forgot with whom she is speaking, and she said, forgive me, young ascetic. And immediately, instead of moving away with that kind of fearful nature, what did she say? Graciously come to my house. A person like you, a young and beautiful face like you, this dusty ground is not a fitting bed for you. You need to come to my home. The young ascetic answered, woman, go on your way. When the time is ripe, I will come to you. He didn't curse her. He didn't say, how your eyes were shut. I am an ascetic. How dare you can call me? He didn't say all that. He just said, woman, go on your way. When the time is ripe, here when the time is ripe is when it is the right time, I will come to you. Suddenly the black night showed its teeth in a flash of lightning. Because this dancing girl, with her pride, she's inviting ascetic to her home. Even the nature didn't like it. As it is the month of August, clouds full of rain, about to rain. Then immediately the sky has shown its teeth by flashing lights, showing the anger that an ascetic needs to be handled with care, with respect. But this dancing girl is inviting. So showed its teeth in a flash of lightning. The storm growled from the corner of the sky, and the woman trembled in fear of some unknown danger. The flashes of light are like teeth, and the storm growled. You have the thunder. It's like roaring from the corners. And the woman was trembled. I think some danger. I must hurry up. I have done something wrong, maybe. She trembled in fear for some unknown danger. A year has not yet passed. It's not even a year. This incident had happened. And again, it was evening of a day in April, in spring season. April is full spring, new leaf, new flowers. The whole air, the atmosphere is blossomed with flowers and scented flowers and scent of the air. Spring is a new beginning. So in the evening of the April, when it is spring, The branches of the wayside trees were full of blossom. So beautiful city of Mathura. All the trees, the branches are full of blossom. We have April flowers, we have summer flowers, we have different kinds of forest flame. We have so many flowers. Even the neem will have flowers. April, full of flowers. So the trees were full of blossom, open flowers. Gay notes of a flute came floating in the warm spring air from afar. Gay notes, happy musical rhythmatic music. Gay notes are happy music. Coming from far away, distant flute is being played. Different musical notes are being played. There is a happiness in the air. There is blossom of the flowers in the air. Came floating in the warm spring. Wherever, somewhere the music we can hear, that we could listen to them as the air carries that music, even if it is a miles and miles away, and it reached the ears over here. The citizens had gone to the woods for the festival of flowers. March, April, full of flowers. So festival of flowers, all the citizens, the city dwellers, they have been to woods, wherever the forest, wherever the groves of trees, wherever the flowers, wherever you have the lands and farmlands. They all went to that beautiful places to have this feast and enjoyment and music and dancing because of this flower festival. From the mid-sky gazed the full moon on the shadows of the silent town. So the town is silent because everybody were moved to the woods to enjoy the full moon and the flower festival and the gay notes of the flute. The young ascetic was walking along the lonely street, while overheard the lovesick koels uttered from the mango branches their sleepless plaint. So plaint, this is the season for koels singing, attracting the other gender birds, as it is season to attract the other genders. That is why lovesick koel singing from the distant woods. Our ascetic is walking silently as the whole city is calm, as most of the citizens went for flower festivals into the woods. And from the branches, these birds are singing, trying to attract the opposite gender. Upagupta passed through the city gates and stood at the base of the rampart. And Upagupta again is a traveler. He doesn't stay at one place. He moved from one place to another. He tries to give away that peace, tranquility, messages to all the people as he leads the ascetic life. And he's trying to attain that supreme knowledge. So he was passing by Mathura city again. He was just standing there at the rampart, that the compound walls, the huge gates of the city of Mathura, the parapet walls at the base. Was that a woman lying at his feet in the shadow of the mango grove? When he was standing, he found one woman lying at the grove, mango groves. Mango is not grown as one plant. You find hundreds of mango trees together. We call it as mango groves. The whole group of trees together at the outskirts of Mathura city, even after the compound walls, near the mango groves. When Upagupta is standing and trying to look at the city, he could find one woman lay on the ground near his feet, and he's trying to know who is this woman near the mango groves, almost outside of the city gates. Struck with black pestilence, her body spotted with sores of smallpox. She's not beautiful now. She has a kind of plague, smallpox all over the body. Sores, pain, struck with wounds. Laying down outside the walls of city of Mathura. Maybe she was thrown away from the city. She had been hurriedly removed from the town to avoid her poisonous contagion. As she has the smallpox and as she has the skin disease, she has bruises, she has wounds, she has sores. It may be contagious. She may infect others. So she was hurriedly thrown from the town into the outside city gates near the mango groves. She needs help, but no one was with her. The ascetic sat by her side, took her head on his knees, and moistened her lips with water and smeared her body with sandal balm. Then ascetic lay down, sat next to this woman who is totally with the pestilence, poisonous, contagious skin disease. He lifted her head, put on his knee, gave some water because her lips were looking for water. She's totally dehydrated. He moistened her lips with a little water. Then he took the sandal balm ointment, applied on her skin, on her body, smeared softly to soothe those smallpox, those wounds, those sores. Immediately, she started speaking. "Who are you, merciful one?" asked the woman. "The time at last has come to visit you, and I am here," replied the young ascetic. When she couldn't even recognize. That day also she didn't recognize that he is an ascetic she was drunk with the wine of her youth and beauty, with pride. She closed her eyes with the pride and she invited him that day. Today also she closed her eyes. She is not in a position to recognize anyone because of her dreadful disease. And still she didn't recognize, and she asked, "Who are you, merciful one? Everyone threw me out of the city. No one is there to give me little water. You have given me water and you are trying to heal my diseased skin. Who are you, merciful one?" Then young ascetic said, "It is time for me to come to you. At last the time has come to come to you." Young ascetic Upagupta replied. A beautiful poem, indeed, a mind of, you can just call that excellence in humanity. Supremacy of humanity was portrayed in this young ascetic, the characterization by our poet Rabindranath Tagore. Try to read this poem. Enjoy trying to know the deeper meaning of it. Poems, definitely, they touch our heart. They talk to us. They have a deeper meaning where we can think about what is our purpose being a human on this earth. Enjoy reading this poem. Have a nice day. Be blessed.